Community Radio.
Wilfred Brimley for Loafing Dog.
I'm Wilfred Brimley for Loafing Dog. You know, when I get the hankering for a hot dog, I go to Cleveland, Texas. Just a couple blocks off the square, they got Loafing Dog. They got the Neely Dog, the Mary Sunshine Dog, the Casey Dog, and the Shirley Dog. Why, they even got the Pacer Dog, the Brooklyn Dog, and the Jim Dog. Can't forget the Shane Dog, or the Joy Dog, and the Monty Dog. I like that fool. The Nakia Dog and the Braxton Dog round things off. Why, they even got a kids menu too.
Loafing Dog, 208 East Chambers Street, Cleveland, Texas. Lunch, catering, or takeout, plus outdoor seating. Phone number is 817-556-1040.
This is Wilfred Brimley. And don't forget, Loafing Dog won't give you diabetes.
If you are trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581.
Out-of-date carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
At Romika Designs, we're more than just a laser engraving and specialty design company. Much more. I'm Ron Phillips, co-owner of Romika Designs, and if you can dream it, we can probably make it. We can custom laser cut and engrave on nearly all material. Great for one-of-a-kind gifts, home decor, business and specialty items, or personalized and logoed designs created just for you or your company. Allow us to become your go-to gift and specialty project partner. Romika Designs can help make your ideas a reality. We're ready to help you design and create that special gift for any occasion or engrave your personal or business logo on just about any product. View our designs at romikadesigns.com or simply email us with your ideas. We specialize in custom design and would be honored to have the opportunity to discuss it with you. Call us at 817-400-4040, email info@romikadesigns.com, or visit us on the web at romikadesigns.com.
Hey, there's something you forgot to do. It sure is hot. Are you sweating like a dog? Wait, what? Dogs don't sweat. Oh no, you forgot to get your window tinted. Whether it's the kitchen window that sits in the sun for the hottest part of the day, or you just got new wheels, call Sharp Window Tinting in Burleson. 817-615-9379, or look them up on the web, sharpwindowtint.com.
The voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio. Welcome to the Her Show, Home Experience Radio, with your host, Trina Titus Lozano. This is a live call-in show that takes your calls and questions about marriage, family, and personal relationships. She's a licensed and ordained pastoral counselor, author, international conference speaker, wife, mom, and grandmother. She's been counseling and teaching vital relationship skills for over 30 years. Trina is real and relational and reveals strong truths spoken in tough love and common sense. Join us on the studio line now at 817-637-2585. And now, here's Trina.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Her Show, Home Experience Radio. I am Trina Titus Lozano, pastoral counselor, licensed and ordained Christian minister, and I'm here with you every Monday afternoon in Burleson, Texas at Joco Community Radio. Please feel free to call me. We can talk live on air here. I always tell people who call into the counseling center, if they want free counseling, the place to get it is to call into the radio station, because every Monday I'm here to answer your questions and to give you advice. And I am happy to help you work through anything that you are currently going through. 817-637-2585. I am here to help. Again, 817-637-2585. And I just wanted to open the show today talking about grandparenting, making traditions, and just making our home a place of love and peace. That's what this show is really all about. And that's what our book, the Home Experience book, is about, that I co wrote with my mom, Debbie Titus. And oh, by the way, if you know my mom or know of her, and you would like to say a prayer for her, she needs some extra prayer today. She's really struggling with some pain and just battling this stage 4 cancer that she's been dealing with for the past 2 years. And we know God has a plan. So we are just praying together and believing that she's going to get better, a little bit better every single day. So yeah, if you'd like to put her on your prayer list, you can do that. But Mom, I'm honoring you today. And we were talking about the Home Experience book. My mom started off this book with a chapter that is titled The Dignity and Sanctity of the Home. And she talks about restoring the dignity and the sanctity of the home and the necessity to do this. We can see that the home is where hearts are formed. She says this in her book, and it's a quote that she's become very popular for. Home is where hearts are formed. Home is where the heart is formed. We see a plaque and it says, "Home is where the heart is." Or maybe you have that on a t shirt, "Home is where the heart is." And she just expanded that and said, "Home is where the heart is formed." And it's true. We are forming the hearts of the people in our home. Proverbs talks about this, and we have responsibility as women and men, as the adults in our home, the parents, to create an atmosphere in our home that is conducive to health, that is conducive to love and peace, because the atmosphere in our home is what affects the hearts of the people who live there and the people who are coming and going. We create this atmosphere through our attitudes, through our traditions, and we create it very intentionally. Now, last weekend, I had a cousins camp. I call it Christmas Cousins Camp with Nina. And my grandkids call me Nina. I've got 12 grandchildren, and they were not all able to be there this year, but we had a great time, and there was 9 altogether. Okay, 9 plus me, and 9 cousins. I'll just put it that way. 9 cousins altogether plus me. And it was wonderful. I did have a little bit of help with the older couple of cousins, and it was wonderful. They will be 14 here in a few weeks, and they were a tremendous help. And it's awesome because they were cousins. We were all cousins. So I do this at the first weekend of every December. It's my 7th annual Christmas Cousins Camp with Nina. And again, I do it by myself. My husband has a golf tournament that he goes to in San Diego every year. And so he goes with his brother. So they do this golf tournament, and it's the first weekend of December. So while they're gone, I just go crazy with the grandkids and I do everything Christmassy, right? Because other than Christmas Eve, which we have our Christmas Eve party with our family and extended family, all of my grandkids are, of course, in their own home on Christmas morning, in their own home, opening their presents at their house and under their tree, and opening their stockings in their own home. So this is a way for me to really get an extended period of time with them that is consolidated. And I love Christmas. Red is my favorite color, and Christmas is my favorite time of year. And so I'm able to consolidate all of these activities that I would love to do all month and just do it together. So I rent this massive van. And so we can all pile in and go look at Christmas lights together. We went to Six Flags, the Christmas in the Park, It was fun and beautiful, and the weather was perfect. And we went to see The Grinch. So we have a few outings, but when we're at the house, we just fill the time with Christmas movies and Christmas games and Christmas crafts and Christmas baking and Christmas goodies. And oh, we wear Christmas colors, and we have all sorts of devotionals and Bible verses that go along with this season. And so it is a pleasure. And you know why I chose to do Christmas Cousins Camp with Nina is because I wanted to highlight the cousins and the time for them to get to know each other. And I think it is so special around Christmas time because how does the Christmas story start? It begins with cousins, right? So Mary, she hears from the angel that she is with child and she's a virgin. So she's just believing what the angel said. Did it ever occur to you that she just couldn't go take a pregnancy test? Did it ever occur to you that she didn't have any guarantee at the moment that the angel told her that she was with child and she said, okay. How did she know for sure? She couldn't take a pregnancy test. She couldn't rush off to the OBGYN to confirm her pregnancy. She really just had to wait. What did she do? She went to visit her cousin. She went to visit her cousin Elizabeth. She and her cousin were very close relationally, and Elizabeth was pregnant with John. And who was John? Also a cousin. So John and Jesus were cousins. So we've got cousins and first cousins and second cousins all in the Christmas story. And this is how the Christmas story begins. So, since that is a fun fact that maybe people don't really realize unless they stop and think about it, it's really neat because it sets the theme for our cousins camp. I could call it granny camp. I could call it, grandma camp or something like that. But I specifically say Christmas cousins camp because I want to highlight the similarity of what our relationships are like with our cousins and the similarity between the relationship with the cousins and the Christmas story. So we talk a lot about that. Did it ever occur to you that the relationships with your cousins actually might be significant for some reason? You know, I as I am 57 years old now, okay, I'm the only girl on both sides of my family. Okay, so am I spoiled? All right, maybe a little bit. I admit, I'll raise my hand. I'm probably a little bit spoiled. My dad had one brother and he had all boys. My mom had one brother and he had and he had two boys. So I was the only granddaughter on both sides of my family. And so as a result, maybe I was a little bit of spoiled, but I have become so close with my cousins and especially my cousins' wives as we become adults. And we have such a very special relationship. And I make it a point to keep in touch with my cousins and vice versa. They do the same. And I go visit them in California. And it's pretty cool because all my cousins on both sides of my family all live in the Fresno, California area. So I go to Fresno. Oh, sometimes once a year, sometimes every couple of years. And then also once a year, I host a cousins reunion, and everybody comes to my house to celebrate my grandmother's birthday. We've been doing that annually for many years. Well, for the past 9 years without ever missing a year. And so that's been special. But this is all because I want to keep traditions maintained. And so I thought it would be good to talk about traditions and not just only the importance of a home atmosphere of love and peace, but how to create traditions that support your values. So think about your values, okay? You probably want to have family values or you wouldn't be listening to this show. You probably do have family values and you're wanting to hold these very dear to your heart and do whatever you can to nurture the values that you have, or you wouldn't be my listener. I mean, let's be honest about that. So I want to just give you some ideas because and encourage you to continue to hold these values. Now, as I talk about integrity today, think about integrity being an integration of what you believe and how you behave. So there's this coming together and integration. Okay, that's a coming together. There's a coming together of what you believe and how you behave, of your theology and your reality. So if you have family values, when you take a look at your calendar and maybe even your spending or your budget, do does your calendar and your budget represent your family values? Because if it doesn't, you need to put something on the calendar. I think people have become less and less hospitable over the decades, and in my family, hospitality is a a value that goes so deep. My mother, my grandmother, my aunts and uncles are so hospitable, incredibly hospitable people. And so my husband and I have really held this as a very high value. Well, to go along with the value of hospitality and the value of family, I put those two things together whenever I began to plan this Christmas Cousins Camp with Nina. So I go to a lot of effort to plan every detail of it. Okay, so first of all, we have to create the tradition. I stick with the same weekend every month. It is the first weekend of December. And so I've stuck with the same weekend so that the grandkids can always know as they are planning ahead when is Christmas Cousins Camp with Nina. It's always on the first weekend of December. And I do that because I also host Thanksgiving, and as our family tradition has been, we have Thanksgiving decorations up until Thanksgiving is finished. So then on Friday morning after Thanksgiving, I'm finishing up with the dirty dishes, and then I transition the house from fall colored Thanksgiving decorations right into Christmas. Well, the neat thing is during that week, the grandkids are all in their own homes. And then when they come back to my house a week later, it has turned into a Christmas wonderland. And it's their first time to see it when they come for Christmas Cousins Camp. And so they typically are at my house, several days a week, or at the very least once a week. And I don't have a regular babysitting time, or I don't provide daycare or anything like that for my grandchildren. I know some grandparents do, but I don't. And so when they come on weekends, it's always so special. But when they come the first weekend of December, it is so incredibly special because they have not seen Christmas decorations yet. So they walk into Cousins Camp and their eyes just get so big. Wow, look at everything. I do it a little bit different every year. So the tree is probably moved to a different location. There's probably some different variations of the ornaments. I use the same stuff, but I don't put it in the same place. So it's all very interesting to look at. So they come in just so excited. And what I do is I place on my big dining room table a box or a bag with their name on it, and inside are all the goodies. It would be like stocking stuffer types of things, and also the crafts and activities that we're going to be doing throughout the weekend. And so that's sitting at the dining room table at their particular spot. Then all weekend they go to that same spot. Now I have another table in the kitchen where we eat meals at, but the dining table really becomes the craft table and the table where we do all of our activities. So that is all pre-set up before they arrive. Well, when they arrive, another thing that I do to sort of set the theme is I have donuts that have been made into the shapes spelling Cousins Camp. And so they're Christmas themed donuts. I order them from a donut store in my neighborhood. And so it says Cousins Camp. So they always know that right after school, when they come to Nina's house, they get these special donuts, which are just so delicious and super cute, right? And then it's not long until I prepare dinner. I do prepare home cooked meals, like instead of ordering pizza or something else that I might do typically on a Friday night. I do home cooked meals during Cousins Camp because that's part of the values that I am passing down to my grandchildren. I want them to have a value of home cooked meals. I want them to have a value of hospitality. I want them to see and experience that it is not difficult to have home cooked meals. It's not difficult. It's more nutritious, it's more delicious, and it really isn't difficult. So as they watch me preparing the meals, they all participate and it's all planned, but they just see what it is and how easy it is, because I want them to grow up and feel confident and comfortable in the kitchen. So this is an opportunity for me to do this. Another thing that I am doing at Cousins Camp is they're learning how to have really good manners, because I set the table so every meal is sitting at a set table. Yes, we use china for one of the meals. We use paper plates for some of the meals. And but it's cute. Every meal, I set the table differently. I keep it very cute. And it's all around the theme of Christmas and family. Well, my grandmother has been able to participate for the last 6 years, and she sets her table with her Christmas dishes, and she makes the big, delicious biscuits and gravy, eggs and bacon, breakfast for them on one of the mornings. So isn't this special? Again, passing down a tradition of home cooking, a tradition of country cooking with biscuits and gravy, right? And so these traditions being passed down, we are creating memories, we are making memories, and we're passing down our family values, okay? So we're creating this atmosphere of love and peace. It's a creative atmosphere. It's planned meals. There's been preparation that's gone into it. As we take a look at some of the scriptures, I just want to point out a few that are in Proverbs. One says in Proverbs chapter 24, verses 3 and 4, by wisdom a house is built, and through understanding it is established, and knowledge it's through knowledge, its rooms are filled with rare and beautiful treasures. Okay, what are the rare and beautiful treasures? Well, they are our children and they are our grandchildren. And so as we pass down wisdom and knowledge, I mean, wisdom of cooking, it is wisdom to cook at home, right? It is economically and nutritionally wisdom to cook at home. These are values that you're going to pass down. We're passing down wisdom of praying before every meal. We're passing down the wisdom of doing activities and having fun at home. We're passing down the wisdom of creating a home that has an atmosphere of love and peace. Okay, so wisdom and knowledge, we are passing these down to our beautiful treasures, which are the children and the grandchildren. Psalms 101 says, I will walk with integrity. Okay, remember that integration of what you believe and how you behave with integrity of my heart within my own home. I will not set before my eyes anything that is worthless. So just think about how many hours you waste scrolling through social media and setting your eyes on things that really are worthless if you don't actually do them. Some of you may be actually following me on Instagram, or maybe you follow a lot of other more influential uh, influencers on Instagram that will support your home and family values. Maybe they have a staff, I don't know. But there's got to be more than just the wasted time looking at the ideas. Okay, so we've got to have integrity. There's that integration of what you believe and how you behave. So you have to not just believe that it's a good thing to have all these great ideas, but you have to actually do it. Okay, so there's where the integrity comes. And so we don't want to just waste our time by looking at things and then not actually following through. So let's follow through, and let's for sure protect our eyes to not look on anything that is unwholesome. But Proverbs chapter 14 says, a wise woman builds her house, but a foolish one will tear it down with her own hands. So let's think about that. A wise woman builds her house. Okay, what does a foolish woman do? How does she tear it down? Well, you tear it down with negativity. You tear it down with complaining. You tear it down with anger. You tear it down with laziness. You tear it down with addiction. Okay, so these are things that will literally tear down your house. If you can visualize a wise woman building her home, I love to follow the Chip and Joanna Gaines. I love to follow all the people on Instagram where the women are actually, doing the building, like doing the carpentry work. I saw this one Instagram where they they did this new fireplace makeover, and it was so cool. And it was this woman that just had her drill and her, all of her really specialty tools to help her do these projects. I'm so inspired by that. Okay, here's the thing. It is wisdom to build her house. Okay, not just with the bricks and mortar, not just with the wood and the screws, but to build her house with her words, with her attitudes, with her creating meals, with her creating the atmosphere, buying the food, setting the table. This is what wisdom does. That's what Proverbs says. A wise woman will prepare her food and will set her table. When the kids go to bed at night, I finish cleaning up the kitchen and then I reset the table. So when they wake up in the morning, there's a new theme and it's all ready for the next thing. So the table's cleaned up from the biscuits and gravy. Okay. Then the table is reset for the next meal. Then the table is cleaned up from the chicken pot pie. And then it is reset for the next meal. That's the way that it is. Well, at night when it gets reset, they wake up in the morning. I'm like, oh wow, today it must be the day for our Santa pancakes, right? Because they see this really cute table setting that is all prepared for the Santa pancakes, and it's exciting. That's what wisdom is. Wisdom is taking the personal responsibility, yes, you, okay, to take the personal responsibility to create a place in your home and an atmosphere of your home that is conducive to love and peace. Now, if I have some men that are listening today, which is quite possible because I have both male and female listeners. So thank you very much. And please feel free to call if you have questions for me. But 817-637-2585. Feel free to give me a call. And if your wife is absent from the home, maybe she's in the hospital or maybe she's sick or maybe she has other situations, even like addiction or things like that, where she is out of the home. What do you do? Maybe you're divorced and you have full custody for one reason or not, depending on the situation. You may even be a widower. If that is you, this is for you too, because you're the one that would do the preparation. You're the one that would create the atmosphere for your home, and you're the one that would plan the meals. You're the one that would set the table. You're the one that would decorate for Christmas. Would it be as elaborate as maybe a wife would have done? Maybe, or maybe it would be more. Maybe you're even more creative than your wife was. I don't know, but this is important. Why? Because remember, this is where hearts are formed. My grandchildren are growing up. Oh my goodness. My oldest granddaughter is 15 years old now. And the youngest grandbaby, and so number 1 is 15, number 12 is 6 months. Well, with all 12 grandkids in between these ages, what I'm so aware of is the time is so short until they are adults, right? So their childhood goes by very, very quickly. And I want them to have these memories that we have created and that there are pictures for, which I actually put in real albums, in real books. I happen to use chat books so that the memories can be maintained. Without the pictures, to really feed our memory, it is easy to forget. But the kids will always remember Christmas Cousins Camp with Nina. Why? Because there's been repetition. Will they remember the Christmas presents that I bought them last year? No. Will they remember the Christmas presents that I bought them at all? Probably mostly not. Maybe they'll remember 1 or 2, but maybe not any. I mean, I'm just thinking out of my childhood, what gifts do I remember? I remember when I was 13, my mom and dad gave me a gift of makeup. And so not only was the gift makeup, but the gift was that I was actually allowed to wear makeup at that point. So I was very excited, and I've been wearing makeup ever since, pretty much every day. It was a really big deal. Another gift I remember is one year I really wanted to play the cello. So I was transitioning. I did not want to take piano lessons anymore, but I was interested in the cello and I got a cello for Christmas. So I remember those 2 gifts. That's it. I just remember those 2 gifts out of my whole childhood. But that's the thing. Do I remember traditions? Yes. And so my mom and my grandmother always created traditions with beautiful meals, beautifully set tables, beautifully decorated homes for Christmas time, and some other traditions. Other traditions were homemade pies, right? So delicious. Homemade cookies, yummy, yummy cookies. And so these are traditions that I want to pass down. How do we pass them down? Well, you can't just talk about it. You have to actually do it. So we had a great time at Christmas Cousins Camp with Nina, and I just filled the schedule full. My grandkids love to see the schedule really, really detailed. So I do that for them. I have two that are one that's a little bit on the Asperger's spectrum, and one that's just very, very melancholic in his personality, and he loves schedules. So 2 out of all 12 of my grandkids are very schedule oriented. So it really actually helps them, and then it helps me so that I don't have to say exactly what we're doing. Otherwise, I'll say, Nina, what are we doing next? What are we doing next? What are we doing next? And I'll just say, go look at the wall, because I have posted the details. From 8:30 to 9 is breakfast. From 9 to 9:10 is cleanup. From that. I mean, every detail is written down, and I just do it year after year. So it's not like I have to recreate it. Because believe it or not, I'm really not much of a planner. I get through Thanksgiving, and then I have just that week to prepare for Christmas Cousins Camp and to do all my shopping and decorate my house and all the things. But it doesn't take long once you do it year after year. But I want to encourage you to really think about your values and what you can do during this holiday season to make memories and to create new traditions. Now, don't make them too hard, because if you're going to do it year after year after year, it has to be something that you enjoy and that's not too difficult. And let's begin. Why not start today? Even if you did not have a mom or a grandma that did this, you could be the one that starts. You could be generation one that begins making your home a place of love and peace. I'm Trina. Stick with me. I'll be right back after the break.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
Out-of-date carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
Welcome back. This is Trina, right here on Joco Community Radio. Tip, could you hand me that little thing? Oh, perfect. I want to tell you guys about our sponsor today. We are proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and we are live 24/7 on the TuneIn Radio Network. TuneInJoco.com is the place to find all the ways to listen and watch, and the station app is also available for free on Android and Apple devices. So simply search your store, check out our lineup and more, JocoCommunityRadio.com. This episode and more brought to you by Patriot Claims, making your insurance work for you. So reach out to your Texas sales rep, 844-TEX-HAIL. That's right, 844-839-4245. And we would love to help you out in any way that we can. So thank you for being our sponsor, Patriot Claims. And I am here today talking to you about grandparenting, passing down traditions from generation to generation. And I think that this is one of the most important things that anyone can do. My grandmother worked full time. She was a postmaster. And so she did not have quite the amount of time to do what I do for Christmas Cousins Camp with Nina. But we were so well connected because we had traditions. One of our traditions was that every summer I would go to their house for about a month. And so at the time, that did not seem like a long time. But now looking back, thinking, oh my gosh, my grandma actually kept me at her house for a whole month. But I was a great kid, so I'm sure it wasn't difficult. But I would, and she would even take me to work with her, and I would help with the mail and help my grandpa at the church, and it just some wonderful things that we did. But the whole point is we were together, and it was something that I did every single year. And so that's what traditions are. It's just about having the consistency of doing something over and over again. So, hey, Tiffany, let's talk about traditions.
Hey, glad to join you.
What are some of your traditions?
So some of my traditions that I do with the kids we usually always go and get the tree together.
Oh,
And
a real one?
A real one.
Oh,
Yes.
I love
Yeah.
that.
There's two fake ones.
Okay.
I hate calling them fake trees, but so there's two fake ones that are always present.
Artificial?
Yes, artificial. There you go. That's a better one. And then so we'll go pick one out together and then
Well, you're from up north, so you probably always had a real tree.
always.
Yeah.
Always. This will actually be my first year where the third tree is going to be artificial, because I don't know if anybody's bought a real tree lately. The prices they're like 3 times the cost. So I'm giving in and I'm buying a big 10-foot artificial tree.
You know what? I love artificial trees. And I grew up in Washington State. Okay. A lot of people don't realize that. My parents
I
are
didn't
both
know
Californians.
that.
Yeah. My parents are Californians, but I grew up in Washington State. We did not move to Texas until I was almost 16. So I was 15 when we moved to Texas. So then was the artificial tree. That was my introduction to artificial trees, was when we moved to Texas. But I grew up in Washington State, and we always had a real tree. And of course, they were beautiful. And my mom, who always had this more formal type of taste, she always flocked it herself. Outside, I remember her with this spray gun flocker, and she would flock this artificial tree.
That's my mother.
Is that your mom?
My mom would do it too. She was,
Yeah.
but she was a florist.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
Well, my mom wasn't officially a florist by profession, but she just was a gift. She was naturally gifted with that. So the tree always looked like this work of art that would come from a florist. So yeah. So anyway, though, that's a really neat tradition. Okay. So my tradition was we always had an artificial tree by the time I got married and began having kids, because they were born in Texas, right? And so but I would put up the artificial tree always a day after Thanksgiving. That was just a timing that we've done it traditionally. And although I'm not opposed to doing it early, but I can't get my family on board with it. They're like, no, you can't do that. So anyway.
So no tree before Thanksgiving.
No.
We don't do it either.
You don't do it either?
Nope.
Okay. It's the day after, and then, I have to work so hard to get it done because there's so many Christmas decorations. But anyway, so it's the artificial tree, but I would just decorate the whole house, and the kids would help a little bit with that. But I did the whole thing at night when they were asleep because I wanted to do it myself.
I do it myself
I
too.
wanted it to be really pretty.
Yeah.
And I had to do it myself.
I've done it myself for years. There's certain things that the kids will come and help with,
Yeah,
just here and there, or,
Yeah.
Separating which living room these boxes are for. And then, I do the lights on the tree. Now, of course, I won't have to worry about that this year because it'll be pretty lit.
It'll be pretty. Oh my gosh, you're gonna love it.
I know.
Glory, hallelujah. You're gonna love this experience.
So
Yeah.
I put that tree up. The other 2 trees I do completely by myself. They're my trees. And
Me
in the
too.
back, I get the certain things going on it, and then I separate out the ornaments for each kid as much as I can, because
Yeah.
every single year part of my tradition has been that I pick out a special ornament and buy a new ornament for them.
That is so special.
And so all of my ornaments are there's a memory attached to every single one of them.
I love it.
And so so they get to they'll do that. I don't know who's going to I think it's going to be a little different this year because the two older are getting
older.
They're older, and one's not even living at home anymore.
Yeah.
So this year's going to be a little bit different.
That's what happens, and we have to stay flexible. As I'm in the middle of 5 generations, and yeah. So as the kids and grandkids all get older, and the 3 kids are married with their own things, traditions change. Okay, so but when they were little, and I do this to an extent with my grandkids now, but I would decorate the tree while my kids were asleep. So then they would wake up in the morning and be like, oh, it all looks so beautiful. Okay, so the twofold purpose, so that it would look beautiful and they wouldn't have their sticky hands all over it. Same with my grandkids. They're gone, and then they come and go, oh, it's already all done. But then we do make homemade ornaments that they make during Christmas Cousins Camp with Nina, and then they'll just add those to the tree. But that's fine.
I've kept all that.
Yeah, for them to add those little things is fine. At least I have the whole beautiful tree done.
All the handmade stuff that they made in school, we have all of those, the handprint balls and ornaments, and so we'll have all that spread out. And the little one, the youngest, starts. He's 12, so he'll probably do most of it this year with me. And then I was going to tell you something else. Okay. So all of the hand drawn and all that, I have
crafty
all of
stuff.
it.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what to do with it yet. I don't know what to do with all that stuff. I used to
have their own tree, maybe like a kid's tree, but
well, I used to tape them to the windows.
Oh yeah,
in that
that's
back
cute.
living room, but now I don't know what to. Now I don't know what to do. I want to do something
nostalgic.
with it.
Yeah.
What if I made an actual tree out of all of that?
Ooh, that would be fun.
Like find a frame or shape.
Yeah,
I'm figuring this out myself right now.
Yes, this is fun. Well, because when seasons change, we have to adapt. I was telling a friend of mine who is an incredible grandmother with probably 20 grandkids. I've lost count, but she's an incredible grandmother, and they have so many great traditions. And I'm like, I need to do this. Well, so with Christmas Cousins Camp, I do things that I think, oh, this is a great idea. We're going to do this. And so what's happened over the past 7 years, because now this is the 7th annual Christmas Cousins Camp with Nina, I'll add something, then the grandkids will love it. Then they'll say, oh, Nina, we want to do that every year. And now I'm like trying to squish so much. But I think as they're older, I can expand it and make it a little bit longer or adjust and adapt and, maybe have less time doing this and I don't know. But anyway, we've got so many traditions. I'm trying to squeeze them all in right now, but it's fun. I love this because what does this ultimately do? We are establishing family values. And so you're talking about children growing. Well, as children grow and they get up and out, which is what we want them to do.
Right.
We don't want a failure to launch, right?
Right.
We want them to be up and out. So then we have this process of letting go. So as this is happening, we have to know that when we have established these memories and these traditions, they will in time, we got to give them the time and space to do it. In time, they will carry this on. They will want to. And in fact, there's a monkey see, monkey do effect. Now, the scripture in Proverbs says that when you train a children in the way that they should go, when they are old, they will not depart from it. Well, sometimes they're just not old enough yet. And we're still waiting for this maturing process to happen until they begin implementing some of these traditions. But both of my daughters do tradition that we did, and it's one of the many things that they passed down. Now, this was something that I established with my kids. My parents didn't do this, so but my girls have done this. But with all my children, I would get them each 3 gifts, and I just said, okay, Jesus got 3 presents, you each get 3 presents, which really helped me because gift giving is one of my top love languages, and it might be for you too.
It is too. I have a problem.
I love it. Oh my gosh, I love shopping. I get so inspired. I just want to buy cute stuff for everybody.
I do, and I've already done some, not for the kids yet, but this year is going to be the first year we were going to try to do the 3.
Are you okay? So it's so fun. Okay, so for my grandkids, right? Now I only buy my grandkids one gift each. I mean, their parents buy them each 3 gifts, but they want me as a grandma to only buy them 1 gift. And they're just like, Mom, we don't have room for all this stuff, and we don't want just more stuff, and we don't want the kids to have too much. So I buy the grandkids only 1 gift for Christmas. But for Christmas cousin camp with Nina,
Little different, huh?
it is different. So on their beds, I can have new jammies and a new throw fuzzy blanket and new fuzzy socks. And then in their box that's sitting on the craft table, then that is all full of what would be like stocking stuffers.
Right.
So that's like my way of doing it. But yet
It's very
I'm not tripping over
sneaky.
the
Yeah.
parents'
Yeah.
things. Yeah. And the parents love it because that way it gives them time to go shopping and to do their own things. But my daughters are carrying down this tradition of only 3 gifts for their kids. And I think that's really special because otherwise, how do you know like where to stop or what?
Yeah, that is my challenge.
That's your thing.
I do try to stick to their list and spend the same amount of money on each child.
Okay.
And so last year I was probably more, there were less gifts under the tree, but we spent more money because they were bigger necessity items
I
like
know.
they
A
have to have a
laptop.
laptop. I mean, they have
I
to have
know.
that stuff. And so I think I did a little bit better last year. Not much. And then I spoiled my husband.
Oh,
And
that's fun.
because I
That's
spoil
fun.
him. I love to go shop for him, and then I shop for myself. And I'm like, here, wrap this for me because it's just the easiest way. Like,
that is cute. Okay, I have a hard time spoiling my husband. I love to do it, but he's not easy to buy for.
right.
My husband, I love that he does this, and I think it's just so handsome and so wonderful. I don't think that Johnny Cash was specifically his inspiration, but my husband wears the same thing every day. He wears jeans and a black polo shirt, not polo, but like a pullover, like a golf shirt
Right.
every day. Like that's all he wears.
So you open up his closet,
It's
and that's
only
all black
shirts.
shirts.
And he also has long sleeves for the winter. And then he had one favorite black sweater, and then I could never find it. And I tried, but they quit making it. And so
Wow.
so the kids, so he likes black socks and black sweaters, and like that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Is it
Yeah.
is it colorblind
He is.
completely?
Yes.
So that's why.
That's why.
So my Todd is he's colorblind, but not completely.
Okay.
So browns and greens, black and
Yeah.
blue.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that I picked up on that right away
Yeah.
because that makes sense. If he's completely colorblind, that makes it easy for him. He doesn't have
Yeah.
to worry about matching.
Easy.
It
He doesn't
makes
have to worry
sense.
about it. He doesn't have to worry about it. And everybody knows, like, that's just him.
Yeah.
He got a white shirt. I think his brother gave it to him this year. And my husband has brown skin, so it looked great on him. And the kids were like, Dad, you're wearing a white shirt. And I did tell him, maybe we should switch to white. Then we could all have something to buy you now,
Or you could do black and white. I don't know. Maybe you can convince
every other
him.
day.
That's so interesting.
Isn't that
Now,
interesting?
Todd, I do all of his clothes shopping, and either we're together or when we do it, or I just shop for him. And so I like to, pick out special things for him. Of course, I go according to do you need something new for the deer lease? I mean, there's all stuff like that.
Different situations.
Yeah, I
Yes.
will, and some of the traditional things, he'll get a new pair of, pajama pants, or that's Christmas Eve.
Does he
We do
wear them?
pajamas.
Does he wear them?
Yes, I have
For one picture.
Oh no,
Oh, he wears them legit.
he. So
Wow.
last
That's
year,
impressive.
last year I got him a Santa suit pajamas, and it was shorts. It was all a onesie and
Oh
with a
my
hood.
gosh.
So I do have great photos of that.
What a great sport
Yeah.
he is.
Oh yeah, he's hilarious.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. My husband, no, he would be so embarrassed. My dad too. They would be so embarrassed. They would never do that. Okay. Me, I am like, I have a Santa dress. I have I love all the costumey kind of stuff. But there's no way.
Yeah. So he last year for the
Which is why he doesn't do the Christmas cousins camp with Nina. It's just like way too much.
He like leaves
because he would have to. Yeah, he has a golf tournament that he does every weekend, the first weekend of December. So he sponsors the Christmas cousins camp with Nina, and he goes on the same golf tournament every weekend, the first
Every
weekend
year.
of
Yeah.
annually. Yeah,
Well, that
the
that works
tournament
out.
with his brother. Well, yeah, that's why I do it.
It
Works
works
out
out.
great.
I
Yeah.
did.
Otherwise, he would have to dress up or he wouldn't fit in, and he's not doing it.
2 years ago, I was able to get matching pajamas for everybody, and that's our Christmas Eve Christmas gift.
I love it.
And so it was a llama shirt, like sweatshirt almost thing. Nothing you would ever sleep in because it's too hot. And we all had hoodies. And then another year, the year before that, it was reindeer onesies.
See, that's
and so I have video of
cute.
him acting like a total fool.
Oh, that's
It's
so
great.
cute. It's great.
It's blackmail.
Okay, you know what I could do? Okay, here I'm saying that my husband would never do it. Here's the truth. Because he's kind of shy. I'm the talker. He's laid back. Okay. I've never asked him to. I've never asked him to. So, like, if I actually bought a onesie,
Get a black one.
if I could
I'm
find-
gonna find one for you.
I want to find I want to find something like you said, like a reindeer, something like seriously funny.
Yeah.
I should. I mean,
Shock him.
you know what? Here's who it would shock is the kids and the grandkids. So if he came out Christmas Eve, like, where's Pa? Like, we're all there. We're ready. We're ready to start. Like, where is he? And he came out like that. It would be like the greatest gift he could give anyone.
You know
It's
what?
a gift of laughter. I'm doing it.
Okay, you got to do
I'm
it.
doing it. I'm doing
I
it.
want video and
I
you
feel so confident that he's not listening to the radio show right now.
okay. Yeah. Shh. Nobody tell the secret. So when he does come out, this is what I envision because it would be so shocking for him to just walk out like kind of eating some marshmallows or something and be like, "What's up?" and just totally chill, like he's not in anything. He's not wearing anything he would never wear before.
Right. Oh,
You know what I
that's
mean?
so him. That is so him because he's got this dry sense of humor.
Oh, it's perfect.
And he's completely nonverbal. His humor is nonverbal at all. He would just walk in and just be like normal. Yeah, yeah.
I
oh
love
my
it.
gosh, we're doing
Okay,
it. I'm doing it.
if you can't find
I'm
a
doing it.
onesie, you can borrow mine.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
I have one.
Because you have to get a new one every year anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. We're doing new pajamas. I haven't picked anything out yet. I need to hurry up because
Okay, bring it next Monday. Next Monday. I'm gonna borrow
Okay.
these.
All right.
So glad we had this conversation. This is why I wanted you to sit with me here today. For people that don't know, Tiffany is the owner of Joko Community Radio, and they need to catch your show. Tell my listeners when your show is.
9 a.m. Central Time at Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And it's Joko Vibes. And we talk all about what's going on in Johnson County, Texas, and around here, and all kinds of other silly, willy stuff. You just never know what's going to happen. It's a morning show.
Tiffany is a leader of leaders. You know what? Here's the thing about Christmas time and making memories and family traditions is when, as women, we really take the leadership in our homes to do this. It impacts generations. Okay, let's talk about your mom a little bit. Your mom has already gone to heaven, but just think about what she put in you, that you are now carrying the legacy.
She did. I mean,
for your children.
I deck out the dining room. I use my china. I
love it.
I use her china. I have her Christmas china. I can't remember what that scene is called, but I love them. They're my favorites. So I deck it out and I cook for 15, 20 people. It just depends on
who.
who.
Use some of her recipes?
I use everything I do is her recipes. It's everything. So Coquille Saint Jacques is one of her favorites, and so I'll make that every Christmas, either Christmas Eve or I'll do it New Year's Eve. And so I have her shells, and I'm some of my other sisters are big. They're all into the traditions too. I have one who does not cook at all, and she just doesn't like it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And so I cherish being able to do that because that is part of food is part of my love language, serving others. And so I just enjoy every moment of it and making the table, look special and feel special for everyone. And,
so special.
And she did the same thing, decorating the entire house. I mean, we did help when we were kids. We did help.
It's so special.
But there was, 7 of us. And so we all helped her, but she found joy in that. It brought her joy to get everything done and turn down the lights and let all the lights from all the decorations,
I know. So
and
beautiful.
yeah,
And it brings joy.
it does.
That is the thing. It brings so much joy. And they look at the peace that you feel. I shouldn't say look at it, but as you're looking at the twinkle lights, or as you're looking at all the white lights or the colored lights, or just the atmosphere of the Christmas lights, and all of the overhead lights are turned off, there's such a peace that you feel just by the Christmas lights. I love that.
I do too.
I love the atmosphere. And we're the ones that create that atmosphere. And I think it's just super, super, super special. Speaking of cooking is not my favorite. My mom is an incredible cook, and everything is from scratch. As what I call the hard way. My grandma's an incredible cook, everything from scratch. Again, what I call the hard way. I am not, but I like it. Well, I'm not I was going to say I like eating good food, but not really that much. I'm really not a foodie, but I find the best bakeries. I find the best frozen foods. And so for my Santa pancakes that I do for Christmas Cousins Camp with Nina, I'm microwaving the pancakes because they're frozen. And I make pancakes from scratch with the grandkids when they're only at the house, like on one-on-one, because I want them to learn how to pour the batter and mix the batter and flip the pancakes, and that takes practice to learn, so they know how to do it. But for my Santa pancakes, I want them to all be perfectly round and the same size and shape and color. So, but I had a guest at my house that was one of the helpers that came, and she was eating it. And she goes, "Oh, these pancakes are delicious. I need the recipe." Well, you know what? They're just frozen, right?
Right.
I microwave it 3 pancakes for 1 minute and 15 seconds, and then you take it out and you put the whipped cream and strawberries and make it look
You
like
have a
Santa.
system.
I have a system.
Yeah.
And it's so cute. But I make sure it's delicious.
Yeah.
Because not just any frozen pancakes would be good. I make sure that they're really delicious. So, but that's the way you do it. To me, if you don't love to cook, it just means that you need to know where to get things and
Yeah.
how to do it easy.
I still do frozen waffles.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I mean, I don't have time every morning to whip up, a fresh batch of waffles before we all run out the door.
You might not have time to clean the waffle iron before you run out the door, and it's more important to do it quicker.
Yeah.
But these are important things. But I do think it's special to have certain traditions. So baking with a lot of grandkids is too many people in the kitchen all at once. So I do this tradition. Again, it's a tradition. It's passed down. My kids did it when they were little. But the pretzel hugs, I don't know if you've ever done that before, but they're the mini pretzels. And then you put a hug, not a Hershey kiss, but a Hershey hug. So Hershey hug is the white chocolate with the stripes.
Oh, the stripes, yeah.
So that makes it very festive because it's striped. And the white chocolate melts quicker. So you put a hug right on top of the little mini pretzel, and then you put it in the oven, 200 degrees for about 3 minutes until it melts. Not completely into a puddle, but soft enough. And then you finish pushing down the hug with either a red or a green M&M. They are to die for. They're so delicious, and they're so cute and so festive.
I'm going to have to try that.
So my grandkids love doing this, and it takes them, they have to spread out the pretzels I buy disposable cookie sheets so they can write their name on the cookie sheet, because of course we can't lose track of who made what, right? Even though they all look alike. So they spread out the pretzels, and it takes them a long time to unwrap every little hug. They feel like they're doing something, but it's not that messy, right?
Right.
So you got to be careful.
That's good.
I don't want to make too many messes.
We do shortbread cookie sheets, and I've taught the kids it's Mima's recipe, my mom's recipe, and so I'm teaching those things to my kids.
How do you do that?
Shortbread?
Yeah.
So,
I don't know how.
Oh, it's so simple. So simple.
So you put the dough in the cookie sheet.
Yeah, because it's almost crumbly because it has the butter and everything, and then you pack it down, and then you fork the whole sheet and put it in the oven. And so
I want the recipe.
Yeah, and I've changed it up a little. I had a little more sugar than what my mom's recipe had, and it just comes out
even better.
Yeah, it really does. It comes out even better. But that's exactly it. We're teaching our kids to do these things and want to do these things. And I have to say that even my 17-year-old son, he loves it. He loves the decorations. He loves when everything's done. And Todd did want to change it up this year. He wanted to not be home for Christmas. And I was like, no. I'm like, he was like, we don't even have to worry about decorating. I'm like, what? I'm like, that's my joy. I'm like, you cannot take my joy away.
I know. It's a lot of work, but it does bring joy.
I love it.
You love it. Okay. So every once in a while, every once in a while, I will say, the house already looks great. I'm just going to skip the banisters. Okay. Because the banisters, I don't know. I dread the banisters. We've got a lot of
'Cause you
banisters.
gotta, and you got to wrap them.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I'm like, oh no. One of my kids will say, what? No, you have to do the banisters. I mean, I really do have to do the whole thing. And every once in a while, I'll say, maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll be gone. Now, I've never said, and my husband's never said to go like on a Christmas vacation, maybe between Christmas and New Year's, but not Christmas.
That's
Okay.
usually what we do.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
We leave the day after
Go
Christmas
skiing.
Day.
Yeah, or
we go to
something.
Minnesota.
Oh, see. And so go to where there's snow.
Yep.
Yes.
Exactly.
But I've thought about maybe getting away for Thanksgiving, and everyone's like, no, you have to be here to cook. So that's okay. But this is the thing about traditions. It is a commitment.
It is.
And it's a long-term commitment, and it's so worth it because we are planting seeds. And even when our kids grow up and they might go, but they'll come back and they may come and go for a while. Eventually, they're going to want to pass these traditions down to their children too.
Absolutely.
And then you can really enjoy the generational blessing like we get to have the 5 generations. And we are doing things with my grandkids that my grandma passed down. Anyway, thank you for being with me today, Tiffany.
I'm glad to join you.
And
I love watching your all of your posts and everything, because seeing that 5 generations, it gives you something to look forward to as well.
It's inspirational, isn't it?
It is.
I hope my listeners are inspired today. I'm Trina, and this is Joco Community Radio. Join me next Monday at 2:00 Central Time, and give me a call if you have any questions or need advice. I'd be happy to help. Hugs and high fives.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.